In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where the dense canopy blotted out much of the sunlight, the river snaked through the towering trees like a lifeline. Here, hidden from the prying eyes of the outside world, the family of crocodiles led by the indomitable matriarch, Elara, reigned supreme. Elara was a creature of ancient wisdom and unparalleled tenacity. Her scales bore the scars of countless battles, each one a testament to her strength and cunning. Under her watchful gaze, her offspring, Luna and Sol, had grown into formidable hunters in their own right. On this particular evening, as the sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, Elara led Luna and Sol on their nightly hunt. The air was heavy with the chorus of nocturnal creatures, their cries mingling with the gentle lap of the river against the banks. The crocodiles moved with a fluid grace, their powerful tails propelling them effortlessly through the murky waters. Elara led the way, her keen eyes scanning the river's surface for any sign of movement. Luna and Sol flanked her, their senses heightened as they followed their mother's lead. Suddenly, Luna's sharp eyes caught a flicker of movement near the riverbank. With a silent signal from Elara, they sprang into action, their powerful jaws snapping shut around a plump capybara that had strayed too close to the water's edge. As they feasted on their hard-earned meal, a sense of pride swelled within them. They were the undisputed rulers of their domain, feared and respected by all who dared to challenge them. But little did they know that their world was about to be turned upside down by an unexpected twist of fate. As days turned into weeks, life along the secluded river continued much as it always had for Elara and her offspring. The rhythm of hunting, basking in the sun, and patrolling their territory remained unchanged. However, fate had a surprising twist in store for them. One afternoon, while basking in the warm glow of the sun, a rustling in the underbrush caught Elara's attention. At first, she dismissed it as the usual sounds of the jungle. But as the rustling grew louder and closer, her senses tingled with caution. From the dense foliage emerged a lone figure, its sleek fur matted and stained with mud. It was a jaguar, its once proud stature now diminished by exhaustion and hunger. Elara tensed, ready to defend her territory against the intruder, but something in the jaguar's eyes gave her pause. Instead of snarling or baring its teeth, the jaguar simply collapsed at the water's edge, its breath coming in ragged gasps. Luna and Sol moved to confront the intruder, but Elara held out a clawed hand, staying their advance. Approaching the jaguar cautiously, Elara nudged it with her snout, testing its reaction. To her surprise, the jaguar did not lash out, but instead let out a low whimper, too weak to offer any resistance. Sensing an opportunity for alliance rather than conflict, Elara ordered Luna and Sol to bring fresh prey to the jaguar, hoping to nurse it back to health. As days passed, the jaguar, whom they named Orion, slowly regained his strength under their care. Elara watched him with a mixture of curiosity and caution, unsure of what to make of this unexpected visitor. But as Orion shared tales of his own struggles and adventures in the jungle, a bond began to form between them. Orion spoke of the changing landscape of the Amazon, of rival predators encroaching on his territory and dwindling prey, forcing him to roam farther in search of food. In return, Elara shared the wisdom passed down through generations of crocodiles, teaching him the secrets of survival in their domain. Despite their differences, Elara and Orion found common ground in their shared love for the jungle and its inhabitants. And as the days turned into weeks, their unlikely alliance would prove to be their greatest asset in the face of the challenges that lay ahead. As the days stretched into weeks, the lush greenery of the Amazon began to betray signs of distress. The once constant chorus of life grew quieter, the air heavy with a sense of unease. Elara and her family noticed the changes with growing concern, sensing that something was amiss in their beloved jungle. It started with the gradual decline in the river's water level, the lifeblood of their domain. The once mighty currents grew sluggish, exposing muddy banks that had long been submerged beneath the surface. Fish became scarce, their silvery forms harder to come by with each passing day. The animals of the jungle, too, felt the effects of the environmental shift. Prey animals grew skittish and elusive, their instinct for self-preservation heightened by the scarcity of food and water. Even the mighty jaguar Orion found himself facing greater challenges in his hunts, his territory shrinking as rival predators encroached from all sides. Desperation gripped the inhabitants of the jungle as they struggled to adapt to the harsh new reality. Elara and her family were no exception, their once secure position as apex predators now threatened by the changing landscape. But amidst the chaos, the bond between Elara and Orion remained steadfast. Together, they patrolled the shrinking river, searching for signs of life and guarding against potential threats. Their alliance, forged in the crucible of adversity, grew stronger with each passing day. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Elara and Orion vowed to stand together against whatever challenges the jungle might throw their way. For in the face of environmental upheaval, it was their unity and determination that would ultimately see them through. As the environmental shift continued to wreak havoc on the Amazon, tensions simmered beneath the surface of the once peaceful river. The scarcity of food and water had pushed the inhabitants of the jungle to their limits, testing their resolve and straining alliances forged over generations. Within Elara's family, cracks began to appear. Luna and Saul, once loyal to their mother without question, found themselves increasingly resentful of her decision to ally with Orion. They blamed the jaguar for their dwindling food supply, seeing him as an outsider who had disrupted the delicate balance of their world. Their resentment festered like a wound, growing deeper with each passing day. Saul, in particular, grew bolder in his defiance, openly challenging Elara's authority and questioning her judgment. Luna, torn between loyalty to her family and her newfound friendship with Orion, found herself caught in the middle of the brewing conflict. Meanwhile, outside forces were also at play. A rival group of crocodiles, emboldened by the chaos wrought by the environmental shift, saw an opportunity to seize control of the river for themselves. Led by a cunning and ambitious leader named Vesper, they began to plot their takeover, seeking to exploit the divisions within Elara's family for their own gain. In a moment of weakness, Saul reached out to Vesper and his followers, offering them a deal that would see Elara ousted from power and her territory handed over to the rival group. Blinded by his thirst for power, Saul failed to see the consequences of his actions, unaware of the betrayal that lay in store. As tensions reached a boiling point, Elara sensed the growing discord within her family and the looming threat from outside forces. She knew that a reckoning was coming, one that would test their loyalty and resolve like never before. And as the stage was set for the final showdown, Elara braced herself for the inevitable clash that would determine the fate of their river and all who called it home. As the tension reached its peak along the riverbank, ominous clouds gathered overhead, heralding the arrival of a long-awaited change. The skies opened up, unleashing a torrential downpour that drenched the parched earth and replenished the once dwindling river. The rain came as a blessing, washing away the fear and uncertainty that had gripped the jungle for so long. The river swelled, its banks overflowing with life as fish darted through the newly replenished waters. The jungle echoed with the joyous cries of creatures celebrating the return of abundance. But amidst the chaos of the storm, a different kind of reckoning was unfolding. Saul's betrayal had set into motion a chain of events that threatened to tear Elara's family apart. Luna, torn between loyalty to her mother and her bond with Orion, found herself faced with an impossible choice. In a moment of clarity, Luna realized that true strength lay not in division, but in unity. With Orion's help, she thwarted Saul's betrayal and reunited with her mother, standing shoulder to shoulder against the rival crocodiles led by Vesper. The ensuing battle was fierce and unforgiving, but Elara's family emerged victorious, driving Vesper and his followers from their territory once and for all. As the dust settled and the rain subsided, a sense of peace settled over the rejuvenated jungle. In the aftermath of the conflict, Luna and Saul reconciled, their bond stronger than ever before. Saul, humbled by his mistakes, pledged his loyalty to his family and vowed to stand by them through whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, as the sun broke through the clouds, casting its golden rays over the tranquil river, Elara and her family stood united as guardians of their shared home. Through tenacity, compassion, and the willingness to adapt to the ever-changing environment, They had overcome adversity and forged an unbreakable bond that would endure for generations to come.